Hello, everyone. Happy April. If you're watching, drop a hello in the comments so I know you're here. We're doing this live today. So I'm really excited about today because I've been sitting on something for about a week and a half, and I finally get to tell you about it. So a few weeks ago, actually, I guess it was like 2.5 weeks ago, something happened inside the table, my coaching community, that honestly it shook me in the best way. And I've been thinking about it ever since. So I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to share some things that I think are going to change how you think about your career. And then I'm going to tell you something brand new that I'm launching today. So that's the plan for this live. So if you're new here, I'm Asia Ray. I run a coaching community for actors called The Table. I'm also a working actor. And my whole thing is just helping my fellow actors stop spinning their wheels and start making the moves that actually book work and move our careers forward. And so today's conversation is about exactly that. All right. So here's what happened. Inside the table, we do something called next level networking, where I bring in a real working industry professional, could be a showrunner, could be a director, could be a producer, could be a casting director, could be a writer, to have candid conversations with our members. Our members, it's not a panel. Our members actually introduce themselves, get into a conversation about how the business actually works. And so a few weeks ago, our guest was a woman named Lee Friedlander. She is a top Hollywood producer. She is a director. She's produced for Lifetime, Hallmark, directed major episodic TV. She's been in the industry for 30 years, over 30 years. And she came in and just, I don't know how else to say, but she like leveled with us. She was super honest. And I'm going to share a few moments from that conversation with you today because I think every actor needs to hear this. All right. So she told us about this time early in her career where she found the script that she loved. And she decided that Tom Cruise needed to star in this. And everyone around her said, "You can't get to Tom Cruise. You don't know anybody at Tom Cruise's company, blah, blah, blah." And Lee was like, "Well, who's his production company? Who's the head of development?" And they were like, "Well, yeah, this person, but you don't know them." And she said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but she said, basically, "I just put producer after my name and I picked up the phone." So she called the production company. She found the right person. She did her outreach. She did her research. She got a pitch meeting and she got Tom Cruise attached to her project. And her philosophy about that, I think she said something like, MGM was in the phone book. You can call anybody. You just have to be willing to do it. So drop a fire emoji in the comments if that just hit you the way it hit me during that discussion. I was like, oh, I mean, obviously, this stuff seems so obvious, but it's not obvious because we're not doing it every day. So another moment that she shared that really landed with me was that she's been doing this for over 30 years. She's at the point where you would look at her career from the outside and you would say, she's very successful. She's produced dozens of films, TV projects. Has dozens more in development. She has relationships all over the industry. And she told us, I still get scared to send an email to some people. That I feel like really hit us because if someone with Lee's resume still feels the fear, then the fear isn't the problem. The fear is just part of it. The difference is that she does it anyway. She feels the fear and does it anyway. So she said she does little things like she'll play tricks on herself. Like she'll say, okay, send 2 emails, read that one script, and then you can take the rest of the day off. Or then you can take the rest of the day and watch whatever you want to on Netflix. She bargains with herself to stay in action. Because even after 30 years, that resistance is still real for all of us. And I just thought, if Lee Friedlander has to trick herself into making calls, then we all need to stop pretending that we're supposed to feel ready before we act. You're never going to feel ready. You just have to do it. Clip that. So Lee said this other thing that I think that we should all just tattoo it onto our arms or something. She said, nobody's going to remember you. They're too busy. And she didn't mean this in a harsh way at all. She meant it as permission to follow up, permission to reach out again, permission to remind people that you exist. She mentioned, and I totally agree with this, that her agent told her she should teach a class on bugging people in the nicest way. You know, she reaches out to people on shows she didn't even get asked back on. She congratulates people when their shows get picked up. She stays in everyone's awareness. And she told us about this time that she reached out to the producing director on NCIS when it got renewed. And she didn't say, hey, love directing this episode, would love to come back. She just wrote, yay, you got picked up. That's it. Super short, human. He knows she wants to come back to direct an episode, like duh. But just that connection point keeps her in his world, keeps her top of mind. And then she dropped another one, which was arguably the most important one of the session. She said, if it's more than 3 sentences, you'll lose them, right? She was making a point about keeping our outreach really brief, really easy, just really manageable, and also easy on our part. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished and amazing. I see actors write these long emails that they agonize over, trying to explain everything about themselves. And the person on the other end will stop reading after the first 2 lines, like, oh God, this person is a lot, right? So keep it short, specific, nice. Say who you are, say why you're reaching out, say what you want, and get out. That's the whole thing. So if you've ever written a networking email that was way too long, type 3 sentences in the comments. Let me know. I'm not alone. So awesome, Carolyn. I see you relating. So here's why I'm sharing all of this with you today. Because what Lee described rather, is exactly what I've been teaching inside the table for years. And I think that a lot of us are getting it wrong as actors. So I have this concept called paper moves versus power pushing. Wow. Nope. It's called power moves versus paper pushing. And it is the single most important distinction in how you spend time on your career. Paper pushing is all the stuff that feels really productive, but doesn't actually create opportunities. Updating your headshots, tweaking your reel for the 47th time, reorganizing the clips on your casting profiles, polishing your website, scrolling Actors Access, practicing self-tapes alone in your apartment. Is that stuff necessary? Sure, some of it is. But it's not the stuff that actually books work. You need to pair it with something else for it to actually make a difference for you. That's where power moves come in. Power moves are a results-producing activity that involve another person. It's picking up the phone. It's sending the email. It's walking up to someone at an event and introducing yourself. It's following up with that casting director that you met 6 months ago. It's signing up for a workshop and going in prepared. So I really have seen that the difference between actors who work consistently and actors who do not is not talent. It's not luck. It's the ratio of power moves to paper pushing and how they spend their time. None of us has 24 hours a day to devote to our acting career. That is very rare. It's about how we spend that time that matters. So I want you to think about the last week of your acting career. I want you to think about how you spent your time, and I want you to just be honest with yourself. How much of it was paper pushing and how much of it was actual outreach? If you're like most actors I coach, it's probably 80% paper pushing and 20% power moves, or worse. It's like 95%, 5%. And that's not because you're lazy. It's not even because you don't really know what to do. Most people do know what to do if they really sit down and think about it. But it's because the power moves are scary. Like, who wants to actually pick up the phone? They require you to put yourself out there. You risk rejection. So we just default to the stuff that feels really safe for our nervous systems. And that's totally normal and understandable. And that's exactly what Lee was talking about. She said, do not be scared to reach out. That's the job. Reaching out is the work. Everything else is preparation for the work. So after Lee's session, I could not stop thinking about it. I felt like our community was on fire. I was totally on fire. People were making calls they've been putting off. People were sending emails they've been sitting on. A bunch of people reached out to Lee, she told me. The energy was incredible. And so I thought, well, what if I turn this into a structured challenge? What if instead of feeling inspired for a few days and then going back to what we always do, we committed to 21 days of actual power moves? So that's what I built. And I'm launching it today. So it's called the Fearless 21, a Power Move Challenge. And for 21 days, you are going to commit to making real outward-facing power moves every single day. Phone calls, emails, DMs, in-person meetings, follow-ups, representation outreach. Like if you need an agent or a manager, this is a perfect way to do it. The stuff that actually builds relationships and creates career momentum. So you can go easy or you can go all in on this. There are tiers to the challenge. You choose your commitment level. So there's Spark, where you're just going to do one power move per day. This is perfect if you're just starting to build this outreach habit for the first time. You can do Burn, which is 3 power moves per day. This is for actors who are ready to create serious momentum by the end of this month. And then there's Blaze. This is 5 power moves a day. This is like, oh, I'm doing this. I might as well go all in. Let's do it. LFG, baby. So you can move up a tier at any point during the challenge. You can't move down. So just at the beginning, choose what you want to do and know you can let that momentum build if you want to. And this is going to be super fun. We're going to score this. You're going to earn points. Bolder moves earn more points. A phone call earns more points than an email. And everyone will track their moves together. And you can see everyone's progress, which also creates this incredible, like friendly, competitive energy. And we can root for each other. You'll also get your own private journal for your own reflections and your own progress. So this challenge is not just a figure it out yourself situation. You're going to get some real tools. You're going to get the full replay of Lee's session with our community. You're going to get a live training from me during this prep week on what power moves are, what paper pushing is, ideas, scripts, templates, like exactly what to do during this challenge with Q&A. You're going to get my Fearless Outreach Playbook, which is a comprehensive guide that I built based on Lee's principles. You're going to get outreach templates and scripts for every kind of power move. Emails, DMs, phone calls, rep outreach, follow-ups, all of it. You're going to get a target list builder so you know exactly who to reach out to during this challenge. You're going to get the shared tracker with the leaderboard. You're going to get your private journal. You're going to get 3 live calls. So not only are we going to do the power move training, but we're also going to do a mid-challenge check-in, and we're going to do a celebration at the end because we love to celebrate in this community. And here's what I love about this. Once you have these materials, you can use them forever, right? The playbook, the templates, the tracker framework. You can run this challenge for yourself again and again whenever you feel like, I'm feeling a little stuck. I need some momentum in my career. You download everything to keep, and you'll have access to the training on the platform for a full year. Okay? So This is the very first time I'm offering this. I literally just created this and built it. So, because you're here, you have access to founding pricing. It will never be offered at this price again. It's just $97 for everything that I just described. The replay with Lee, the live training with me, the playbooks, the trackers, the templates, the journal, the live calls, all of it. When I run this again, and I will, because I know it's going to be incredible, I know people are going to have amazing wins from this experience, the price will go up to match the value of what is in this product. It's incredible. So this is really your one chance to get in at that founding rate. Okay. And also, here's the part I'm really excited about. When you join the Fearless 21 Challenge, you are going to get a coupon code to give to an actor, friend of yours, the full challenge experience for free. Same materials, same tracker access, same everything. So if you want, you could even split the cost with a friend and you're both in for under $50 each. Like, you really can't beat that. Or you can be an angel and gift it to someone who could use that momentum, someone that you want to do this process with, because outreach is so much easier when someone's doing it alongside you, right? We all know that. It's so helpful to have someone to be your accountability partner in this experience. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, the link will be right here in the description and the comments. If you're on Instagram, just comment the word fearless and I'll DM it to you. And for table members, if you're already a member of the table, this is a bonus for you. This is included in your membership. You don't need to buy anything. You'll see everything. You'll see an email from me, actually, and you can just click to opt in. And you also get a gift code to share with a friend who's not on the table. So spread the love. All right? Now, I already know some of you are watching this and you're thinking, I'm not ready. This sounds great, but I am not ready for this. I don't have enough connections. I don't even know who I would call. That is exactly why there's a prep week, okay? Before the 21 days start, depending on your tier, you're going to build a target list of 20 to 50 people. We give you a worksheet. We give you training on how to find contact info. We give you template messages so you're not just sitting there staring at a blank screen. You do not need to already have a Rolodex to start. In fact, this is great if you don't have people who you're reaching out to. You just need the willingness to start building one. And if you're someone who's already working, someone who's already repped, someone who already has connections, but you've kind of been sitting on them, not following up, not reaching out, not staying in touch, this challenge is going to light a fire under you because you have the contacts, you just haven't been activating them. This is like gold that you're not mining. And if you're thinking, I kind of want to do this, but I'm scared to pick up the phone, remember what Lee said. She's been doing this for 30 years and she still gets scared. This challenge isn't about being fearless. It's about acting in the face of fear. That's what the name means. You're not going to stop being scared. You're going to start being fearless anyway. So I'm going to leave you with one more thing that Lee said that has been kind of rattling around in my head ever since that talk that we had with her. We got to be our own champions. Who's going to push you but you? Nobody. That's the whole thing. Nobody is coming to tap you on the shoulder and hand you a career. You got to go get it. We got to go get this thing. And so the Fearless 21 is 21 days of going and getting it together with structure, with support, and with a community of actors who are all doing the same thing at the same time. So the links are in the descriptions or the comments. It's $97, founding pricing, never again at this price. You get a free gift code for a friend. Prep week starts right now. Come be fearless with us. And if you're watching this video after April 2026, then you can also join the challenge and do it at your own pace. All right. So I'm going to take questions if there are any in the comments here. Uh-oh, hopefully people can hear me on Instagram. Somebody's saying it's muted. Monogamous asks, do you go over stuff like who it's okay to call and who's not in the course? Absolutely. Yes. We absolutely go over that. Like who should be on your target list, who should not. That's certainly something that we'll talk about in the Power Moves training. So hop on in. And Carolyn says, probably, I think we all have the instinct to explain ourselves and or justify our actions and reach out. That is so true. We absolutely have that instinct. Yes. And we don't need it. We don't need it at all. Such a good point. But yes, monogamist, we will be going over this stuff. So rest assured that those questions will be answered. And all of this is truly a skill that you're going to carry with you for the rest of your career. Thank you for watching. Link is in the description, in the comments. I cannot wait to see you. I cannot wait to do this challenge with you. All right. Take care. See you soon.